Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien, c'est Enigma, bienvenue sur ma première vidéo 2023, mais avant de commencer, je vais vous souhaiter une très bonne année 2023, qu'elle vous apporte à tous du bonheur, de la chance, de la santé, de l'amour et réalisez vos rêves les plus fous. Question résolution, bah écoutez, à vous de voir, hein, peut-être acheter une maison, une voiture, peut-être vous marier, avoir un enfant, trouver un travail, un déménagement, arrêter de fumer ou maigrir, bref, quoi qu'il en soit, moi ma résolution, je dirais que résolution égale qualité de vidéo, car aujourd'hui je passe sur du 1080, ça va être déjà un petit peu plus agréable à regarder, et dorénavant je passerai directement sur mes vidéos, sur la PS5 directement, comme ça sera beaucoup plus joli. Et voilà, donc je serai sur du 1080, 60 fps, je pense, entre 30 et 60, je verrai bien ce que ça donne. Bref, voilà. Ceci étant dit, bienvenue sur The Raven Remastered. Alors, un jeu qui est sorti en juillet 2013. Il a été remasterisé en mars 2018. Il est sorti sur la Switch, PS4, Xbox PC et PS5. Édité par THQ Nordic. C'est un jeu d'aventure, c'est du solo. Euh, donc en fait, c'est un jeu qui vous plonge dans l'histoire d'un meurtre. Et ça se passe à Londres en 1964. Il s'agit d'un vol d'un rubis qui s'est passé au musée. Sur les lieux du crime, ils ont trouvé une plume de corbeau. J'en sais pas plus. On va pouvoir découvrir ça, je pense. Une bonne heure. Et puis voilà. Bah, écoutez, c'est parti, nouvelle partie. Et bienvenue. Ok, chapitre 1, let's go.
Thrilled, Miss Pendry.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold? 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 You hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Shh! Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes. All right, now, we just have to...
what?
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
You're funny, but you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Alors, il ferait bien de partir. Qui est-il? Le pistolet d'un enfant. Mais bon, gamin, j'ai du boulot. Hein.
Disturbing a Swiss officer while he reads a crime novel is a very serious offense. I could arrest you.
But I have a pistol, and you don't.
And why do you need a gun?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know, these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police, but it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
Ah. Que se passe-t-il?
But monsieur, your journey on this train is most unusual. Is it related to the burglary at the British Museum?
Not in the least.
And the safe? What's that for?
I'll let you know if we need your help, Constable. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
Oh, il cherche quelqu'un, il garde quelque chose.
I think you're guarding something.
Oh really? And what might it be?
Je sais pas. On va dire un joyau.
Could it possibly be a jewel that's making a long and perilous journey?
You're guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But if that were the case...
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
Ah.
There are enough police on this train as it is. If there were more, they'd only get in each other's way.
I can assure you that I'd pack every seat in every carriage of this train with police, if it were a matter of deterrence.
You're saying you don't want to scare off potential thieves? Ah, you're laying a trap.
That would explain why it's just me, and not the army, n'est-ce pas? All the same, I can't comment on your speculation. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't? Pardonnez-moi.
I can help. And I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zelna. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know? Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. What's your name again?
Matthew Miller from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
All right, Matthew Miller from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
Voulez-vous des explications sur les commandes du jeu? Ouais, vas-y, voir. Pour examiner un objet, approchez-vous. Avec le stick analogique gauche, sélectionnez-le et appuyez sur OK.
This morning I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
Si vous sélectionnez à nouveau le papier de sandwich, vous verrez que le symbole affiché a changé et que le texte en bas de l'écran indique que prendre le papier de sandwich. Très bien. À présent, appuyez sur triangle pour ouvrir l'inventaire, qui contient tous les objets transportés par l'agent Zellner. Sélectionnez le papier de sandwich avec le stick analogique gauche et appuyez sur croix pour l'afficher dans le coin supérieur à gauche de l'écran. Ouais. À présent, vous pouvez utiliser le papier de sandwich avec d'autres objets. Sélectionnez le trognon de pomme posé sur la table et appuyez sur carré. Ouvrez l'inventaire et sélectionnez le papier sandwich et appuyez sur rond pour l'examiner.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
Très intéressant. Bien sûr, vous pouvez aussi utiliser les objets entre eux dans l'inventaire. Sélectionnez la serviette en papier avec croix, puis sélectionnez le papier de sandwich dans l'inventaire avec croix.
The napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
Débarrassons-nous-en. Jetez les détritus de votre inventaire dans le calendrier, dans le cendrier sur la table de Zellner.
Every table has its own waste basket. Practical. No need to ever leave your seat.
Vous êtes sûr que c'est pas un standard, ça?
Every table has its own waste basket. Practical. No need to ever leave your seat.
Jetez les détritus de votre inventaire. Bah ouais. Détritus. Jetez. Ah bah, pas très pratique la poubelle quand même. Hein. Ce n'était pas si dur, non? À présent, vous savez tout ce qu'il y a à savoir sur les commandes du jeu. Bon. C'est pas une poubelle, c'était un cendrier. Ok, regardez par la fenêtre.
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Ok.
This is the first car. The coal tent.
Ok. Examinez la carte.
The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me.
Bon. Bon, lui, on sait qu'il est violoniste, hein, on est d'accord.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Alors,
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
ok.
Very kind of you. Thanks.
Oh,
Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucian. Professor Edgar Lucian.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say.
ah. Intéressant.
So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
Well, there was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Bon, manifestement, il a rien vu, rien entendu. Je vais quand même lui poser la question au cas où.
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
Ok, inspecteur Legrand.
The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Well, why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
Mais le mec, ok, il sait rien ou quoi? Destination de son voyage.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Ok.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just... I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here. Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it. You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
That's true.
Bah oui. Ouais.
The door is locked. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool.
Bon, on va chercher cet outil-là.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure.
Je sais pas qui c'est la vieille, mais je pense qu'on va se casser. Hein.
As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
L'archéologue, le violoniste, que fait-elle ici? Bah, le violoniste.
Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Ok, l'archéologue.
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course.
Autre voyageur, non, bah que fait-elle ici hein?
What are you doing here, if I may ask? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
Ok, on va aller au
As
bar.
much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so... eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Alors ici, clairement pas de steward. Regardez derrière le bar.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
Non, on va pas prendre les bons becs. Par contre, regardez derrière le bar.
I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
Ah, ok, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Prendre des bonbons. Examiner le bloc-notes.
The pad on which the steward writes orders, empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today. I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
Ok.
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Locked. Where could he be? The drawer is locked, and the steward probably has the key. But where is he? A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years. The steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages. These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it. I'll leave the scissors here. If I need them, I know where to find them.
Ok.
I made the acquaintance of Dr. Gebhardt on the platform in Zurich.
C'est le docteur.
Ah, Mr.
Zellner.
Right. How can I help you?
Stuart?
Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
J'avoue. Cambriolage à Londres.
Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
Well, one cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed.
Allez, à dire au revoir.
Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Bon, on va essayer d'avancer un petit peu. Ah. J'ai loupé quelque chose?
box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here. Locked.
Bang, bang!
Huh?
Don't move.
Matt, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past the window.
Yes, yes, sure. Now get moving.
Oh, man.
Il est trop con, ce gamin.
The ladder leads up to the roof. It will be suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed. The wind, tunnels... no, I'll stay down here. I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open. Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the yard. And this is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
Piège, enquête personnelle.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo?
Someone has done his homework. Well done, Constable.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner?
Yes?
Don't bother us, unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Understood. An investigation on behalf of the Grand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Bon. On va retourner voir l'autre, là. Avec sa porte.
Oh, Constable?
Madame?
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down the law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Matty is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
He's He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
Regardez, Madame Miller, non. Oh.
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner. The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Yes, what is it?
Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Allez, baronne. Bon.
He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum.
Oh.
Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually, I wanted...
Please. I have to go back to my compartment.
First, I better see about getting the door open, and then have another talk with the professor. Doesn't seem like I'll get anything out of him as long as the door is still locked.
Après, ça marche toujours pas? Qu'est-ce que j'ai là-dedans? Des cachets, portefeuille, crayon et cure-dent. Mais qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je fasse avec ça, moi?
I don't believe that... It's no use. The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it.
Crayon, peut-être?
The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool.
Ah! On peut pas additionner le bordel.
Stuart's pencil. Probably one of the most traveled pencils in the world.
Prends le livre.
Should I ask for an autograph? That would be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand... Hello, Matt. Oh, come on. Are you going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh, man. Couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
Matt doesn't really seem to be content.
Je me demande si son étoile de shérif, elle peut m'aider, ça.
Come on, Matt. Did you really think that you can ignore me for longer than I can ignore you? I'm Swiss. It's practically a national sport.
Bon, ok. On peut rien faire ici?
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling. One can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. If I may trouble you once more, a passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now, probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they? Oh, pardon me. No, I haven't seen the purse.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Bon.
First, I better see about getting the door open, and then have another talk with the professor. It doesn't seem like I'll get anything out of him as long as the door is still locked.
Bon, on va essayer d'aller chercher quelque chose, mais rentrer dans la voiture restaurant. Ah oui. Et pourquoi le ciseau, j'ai pas pu le récupérer tout à l'heure? J'aurais pu le prendre au final. J'ai pas d'infos supplémentaires là-dessus, mais... Ouvrir le tiroir, on peut pas. Allumer la radio. Le ciseau. Prendre des bonbons.
I'll leave the scissors here. If I need them, I know where to find them.
Ok, ça m'a donné un trophée, super. Prendre des bonbons.
Maybe if I just suck it. Who'd have thought that one day butterscotch would remind me of my age and of all the things I had to leave behind? I need a bit of wire or something like that to pick the lock.
Alors là, attendez, je vais éteindre la radio. Ici, je vais peut-être prendre forcément ça.
I need a bit of wire or something like that.
Un bout de câble ou quelque chose comme ça pour crocher la serrure. Mais j'ai ce qu'il faut.
This is the steward's own little kingdom. But as long as he's not around, he won't be upset if I take a look. Steward's pencil. Probably one of the most traveled pencils in the world.
Mais le crayon, je vais rien pouvoir faire avec ça. Utiliser le crayon sur la paire de ciseaux. Hein?
When I scratch the pencil's lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
Super. Rien d'autre?
I need a bit of wire.
La poudre de graphite. Avec le, ouais, c'est avec le cure-dent, moi je vais pas aller chez loin avec ça. Hein. On va ouvrir le tiroir.
I need a bit of wire.
Est-ce que je peux combiner ça avec ça? Bien évidemment que non.
I need a bit. This is the steward's own, but as long as he's not.
Oui, oui, on a compris, on a compris. Bah, je sais pas, écoutez. Je sais pas trop. Est-ce que lui, il a un indice ou pas?
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr. Zellner.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A Baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The queen of crime is over there. And now a baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her?
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell more copies than her crime novels.
I read that too.
She must be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
Your newspaper caught my eye. May I borrow it for a second?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You caught me out.
Here you go.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Bon, on va aller voir le flic.
The box is secured with a padlock. I won't be able to open it without a key.
Bon, là, il faut une clé. On va aller voir. Mais à mon avis, il va nous envoyer chier. Ah, je me suis encore trompé. Ah.
Inspector Legrand?
Anything to report?
Baroness von Trebitz told me that she's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trebitz? Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our case.
So I shouldn't concern myself with the matter.
Why not? It's your job as a policeman. But don't expect me to be particularly interested in a lost purse.
I'll get back to work now.
Good.
Ok, c'est bien ce qui me semblait, s'en bat les couilles. Bon bah écoutez, ça fait déjà au moins 3 quarts d'heure. C'était une petite découverte sympathique. Malheureusement, on verra pas ce qui se cache dans le compartiment de l'archéologue. Mais bon, c'est tout. Hein. Si ça vous intéresse, bah achetez le jeu. Hein. Et puis voilà. Bah, je vous remercie d'avoir été présent. Passez encore une bonne année 2023. Prenez soin de vous. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner si ce n'est pas déjà fait. Et je vous dis à la prochaine. Salut!